Okay, so it's morning, the construction workers are here. I can't really close the window or it'll get too hot in here. And it's time to slip in some more of the first sparks for, well, while my security stuff on my computer is loading and while I'm working. But I forgot to shuffle still. I'll be back in a moment. Okay, let's look at what we got here. So, here we are, going to be buying new technology. Now what I have to do here is look that up. Except I really don't. I know that it's bad to be the first person to choose, so the first player is going to have to actually do it. So the one thing the first player has to do from now on, I can remember, we don't have the first player anymore, we only have the last player. Okay, so the first player has to choose one of these to put up as an option. Now, it has to be one someone will take. It doesn't have to be one he will take. But here's the problem. For example, let's say he puts the basket, the weak basket up, which he certainly doesn't want. Well, it's quite possible nobody wants that because the better basket's in place. Yeah. I always forget this. We gotta put that little grain there. So, he doesn't really want to do that. He would like to clear out some of the people who want the basket, though. Get rid of people from the bidding because he's not sure what he wants. What he really wants is the mammoth or the fishies, and those need some clearing out. So what he's going to do is he's going to put this up, and anyone can take it now. First option will go to the last player, of course, who's green. And green has no interest in this. Red has no interest in this. White, however, is sitting on a berry space. They think they can take a bear, though. I'm going to need a die for this, just to make decisions. They think, they think they can get a bear if they wait it out. They don't really like this because if they don't get the bear, they're hosed. But they have the trump on the other person who wants a bear. So they'll wait. And let's see. Who's next? Black. Black might be interested in berries. Black's also interested in a mammoth. I'm going to give Black an odd chance of wanting this. Black wants it. They have to pay a food. And they take 2 back because the yellow one's worth 3. And they have bought the card. And in a sense, this is good for blue. Because blue was kind of worried this might come around to them. So now black has these 2 cards. They're only allowed 3 tools total. We got to draw a new one to make up for the lost one. The new one is, of course, the new fire. We knew this because 15's put on the top of the deck in the 6-player game. No big deal there. And fire is kind of a cool option. There's no reason to kind of snub fire, because the fact that you're not losing food every turn is kind of an advantage. Alright, well now blue, because they put one up and didn't get it, gets to put up another one. And here's their question. There are good things out there. There's a field, which is kind of nice. That produces 3 food each time. The basket almost didn't make it. And they don't think that white's going to jump in and grab the other basket. By the way, black is done with the bidding. So I'm going to pop them down. They can't buy another card. They've gotten their choice. And this is the same as in Power Grid. To me, there's only 2 options, really. This better field and the fire. Well, the fire is generally pleasing. So is the field. I don't know which one to put up. I'm going to put fire up. And again, starting with red, the option on it. Or starting with green, the option on it. Does green want this? They've got better options. Still coming. Red They're also in the mammoths and fishies. I think they'll hold off too. They don't like to see this fire going, but yeah, well. How about white? White feels like they should be able to get the bears. If they can't, they should be able to get something else. Okay. Black's out. Yellow. Yellow is looking at either mammoths or bears. We don't think we can win either. Fire's not bad. I'm going to pass on it. Blue has to buy the fire. And they have now made their pick. And now it's going to be yellow's pick. We draw another one of these. It's a big old fishing rod. A lot of sliding of cards around. I wish there was a better way to handle that, but there really can't be, I don't think. Okay, now this, it's a higher tech number, so it's much, much more powerful, but you can't touch it right now. So, what would yellow want? What would yellow do? Yellow is interested in bears and mammoths. Now, here's the problem. If they put the bear out, white's going to grab it. If they don't have anything else to put out. So I think their hope here is that maybe somebody wants this field above them. If not, they get a reasonable thing. Right? Or maybe they put the bear out. Nah, white's going to take it. They know that. So they're going to put the field out, see what happens. Green and red both have their eye on mammoths and fishies and don't see how they're not going to get one of them. Question though is this 3-point field better than, say, a fishy? Well, a fishy's going to pretty much guarantee giving you 3 points, so no, it's not. So the field's pretty crappy, actually. White is also looking the bear as good as a fishy, and they've got the jump on that. So, yellow is going to get stuck with this field, which is no big surprise. Maybe they should have taken the fire, which was a better card. Of course, that would have left blue continually drawing. Maybe blue would get whatever it is they want. I doubt it. Blue's sitting on fishies and mammoths. Neither one is too likely. But the more draws you have, the more chance something new just jumps in there. And we get a bow. Now our fish are in play. And now, let's see. Who's next? White's next. And early in the game, it's pretty easy to remember who's got the second card, who doesn't. But as things go later, it's going to be harder in a multiplayer solitaire like this to do it. I could even see in a bidding game, somebody, in a real game, somebody kind of taking an extra turn somehow. Just accidentally, really. So white is interested in bears. Is anyone else left interested in bears? Not really. Bears it is. We're going to grab the bow. Nobody else wants it. We pay our buck for the bow. Great. Now, and you notice people are avoiding this. It's because they have cash. They have to get rid of this or else they're going to lose a pile of cash. Blue is the only exception. Blue has fire, and fire is beginning to look very pleasing because these cards are so cheap. Okay, that was white. Another card comes up. It's a higher valued basket. We're not expecting anything to beat those initial 15 cards or whatever. But now we're on red. Red would love a spear. They can live with a fish. They could live with fire. They're going to put the spear up, but green's going to trump in and take it. There's no question. This is what they've been waiting for. We get another bow. And now, here's our question. We can get a fishing rod, which is a pretty good thing, or we could, Red is alone now. They don't have to worry about anyone else. They can either buy a fishing rod or the fire. I don't know how many fire cards there are, but I know that there aren't too many. So, what would be most interesting? The fishing rod gives production. It gives them 3-point fishy production. Nobody else has that that's pleasing. And it may be hard to get later. The fire, though, no matter what, they're going to be holding 5 of these. They're going to lose 1 extra at this point for the fire. I'm going to go with the fishing rod. It's what they were looking for. But in the long term, fire might be better because it's a knowledge. And it doesn't take up 1 of your 3 slots. And we get 1 more. And it's a big field. Making this boat come up first. Now we got a problem. Nobody bought this. It goes away into the box. This goes here. And we've got to replenish it. And we replenish it with a plow. Plow is cool. It gives you extra food if you have fields. Now this guy has fields, so his field would produce 2 extra food. And that's true for all the fields, and there's some pretty good fields out there. For example, this one produces 8, it would go up to 10. So if you're going with the field concept or strategy or whatever, the plow is definitely something you want to do. I don't know how much you want to go with the pure field strategy. Because here's the thing, to win the game you've got to spread out and you've got to make yourself capable of using just about any of these. But the nice thing about the field, you're not reliant on the supply levels. Alright, I'm going to load this one up because this is the end of the auctioning section. And yes, we're going very, very slow. Later we'll speed up a lot, mainly just to get through the game and see how it runs. We're going to be going to hunting and feeding the clan. Oh, hey, you know, before I forget, gotta pay attention to everything here. The discarding the rotten food. I forgot that. Got 4 food here. 4 divided by 3 is 1 with some remainder. And really, everyone's losing 1 except the guy who took the fire. Alright, now I'll load this up.